Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to One Night with Lanolin. I am, of course, your host, Lanolin, and tonight we are playing Software Inc. This early access game, developed and published by Core Dumping, is a game in which you construct and design buildings for optimal working conditions, hire people to design and release software so you can defeat the simulated competition and take over their businesses. Manage and educate your employees to make sure that they are skilled and satisfied with their job. Now, as I mentioned, it is an early access game available on Steam for $13.99. I tend to stay away from early access games for a variety of different reasons, but this one really stood out to me as being exceptional. It's a ton of fun. It's been available since May 2015, so it has a little bit of time under its belt to get a lot of bugs and stuff worked through. As you can see over here on the right, there's actually been a recent update as early as the 23rd of January. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So anyway, let's begin. What you're looking at right here is actually the building that I was working on in a different save. We're going to start on a new save, and then we're actually going to go check this out after screwing around a little bit in the beginning stages of Software Inc. So let's begin. First off, I should mention the graphics, very basic, but you'll actually find yourself not really looking at the graphics so much as what's really going on with your business. So for some people, this might be a turnoff. For me, trust me, don't worry about how it looks. It's irrelevant, really. So we're going to skip the tutorial because I know what we're doing. So anyway, when you start off, you're just obviously you got to set yourself up, make yourself look how you want. Got a nice big variety of colors and stuff we're going to choose from. I'm actually just going to leave it how it is because I don't feel like dealing with that. Name, Anani Mouse. Let's leave it at that, actually. That's funny. Now, your personality. Your personality is important. Over here on the left, you want to make sure that you choose a personality that, I guess, reflects you and kind of reflects the team that you want to work with. Now, I say team because you're not always all going to be working as one big group. All your employees aren't all going to be sitting in the same room, all working on the same stuff. Now, starting off, yeah, but eventually you're all going to be broken up into teams to make everything work nice and simple. So just keep that in mind whenever you're picking your personality. Let's be a total jerk. Let's be a stubborn asshole. There we go. Stubborn, mean guy. All right, so down here in the bottom left gives you the opportunity to kind of pick through your skills. I'm going to go ahead and pick, let's actually be a really good artist. And kind of go from there. Specializations, pick some stuff that you're going to have a little bit of, boost bonus in. I'm just going to kind of pick whatever as we get started. Over here in the top right, kind of lets you set up your scenario. I like to play in free play. There is a competition scenario. I don't know what it is. I haven't played it. But we're going to start off with 10K. Simulation enabled, yes. Goals, nothing in particular. Starting year 1980. Environment. Let's go with... Actually, yeah, let's go with the city. I actually haven't seen what a city looks like. I've been playing on Tundra because I thought it would be cool. Difficulty medium because that's what I've been playing on. Days per month, 1 day. Now, this is a little bit weird at first. 1 day is normal. That's an entire working day, 8 hours, or however many hours you actually set it up to be, is equal to 1 month. Now, that seems kind of strange at first, but it makes sense as we go on. So let's continue. And we don't have any mods enabled. I didn't get any mods. Haven't looked for any mods, but I'm sure there are cool ones out there. So let's begin. Oh, I haven't picked a company name. Oh, man. Oh, as always, we've got to be Lanotech. I mean, hello? All right, would you like to begin a welcome tutorial? Nope. Yeah, let's disable all. Okay, so when you first pop in, you have to, of course, build yourself a little home. It's very similar to The Sims meets you actually doing stuff at your work. Like, it's The Sims plus actually going to work and dealing with, being a good employee and shit like that. It's cool. It's really cool. I love it. So anyway, let's switch to build mode. Let's get ourselves a nice, simple little place started off. I don't know. Let's do something like this. Actually, no. We want to be right on the corner. What were we thinking? So we start off with only 5K. You can't really see it. It's kind of hard to see it at the moment. There we go. Start off with 10K, I should say. The first scenario I ever played, I had 5K, and it was actually kind of tough starting with 5K. So I bumped it up to 10K just to give myself a nice little buffer. I tend to get a little bit ridiculous with my buildings. So There we go. Something nice and small. Let's kind of zoom in a little bit. So it's super small, but it works. Let's get a door. As always, small window. Start that off, and let's reduce the grid size a little bit for a little bit more precision. There we go. We can see. Now, I'm not going to put any lights in here because we have a window, and we don't work during the day or during the evening time. So screw lights, man. So furnish. There's a few things that you need to make sure that your people have when you're working. Right here, needs. They got to have some place where they can eat, they can grab some coffee, and they have some place where they can go poo. That's important because people who can't go poo get pretty pissed off. I know I get pretty pissed off when I'm denied poo time. So that's going to be like the first thing we set up. It's kind of hard to see, I will admit. We've got to get a door on there. Nice. So this actually might end up being 2 parts, which is kind of rare these days. But again, there's a lot to this game, and I want to show you guys what like mid-game looks like in my other world. So just keep that in mind that these might end up being a little bit long. So here we go. So we have a couple of our needs. Let's put a fridge down. That's always good. Let's go switch back to office. Now we don't have that much money, you know, so we have to use a poopy table, man. That's not too good. But that's okay. You can throw a table down right there. And I always like to splurge on the office chairs because they're worth it. Throw a computer down. Nice. All right, and now one more table because, as I mentioned, you got to make sure you have that coffee available. If you don't have that coffee available, it sucks. Now, I'm building a lot of this stuff now. I should point out that you don't actually need any of this stuff when you first start. You don't need the fridge. You don't need the toilet. I don't think you need the toilet or the coffee. Like your guy, your avatar, if you will, is a machine. He just works and works and works and works and works and works. He doesn't need to eat or sleep or anything. He just works. He does need to go home, but he doesn't need to stay here and slave away, and like he doesn't need food and water and all that stuff. So just keep that in mind. I'm just building this stuff now because I found that you tend to hire somebody else fairly quickly, and I don't know, I kind of liked having all this stuff kind of set up and ready. It helps the environment, which helps you work better, more efficiently. As you can see from this little meter over here, environment 104%. Hell yeah. So what else do we need? There's not enough light. Oh, I guess we do need some more. Well, here we go. Let's throw down another window. Whew, nice. And there we go. So it'll light up super bright whenever lighting is ding good, perfectly good. So what else? Oh, yeah, it's also quite warm. So we want to grab ourselves. How much are these little AC units? Oh, they're only $500? Okay, okay. When I first started, I started in the Tundra. So all I needed was just the small heater, and I was good. But since we're in a city, an AC unit would probably be pretty good. You know, hot and cold. And a ceiling fan. Although, actually, I guess if you're being super stringent, just a ceiling fan would be pretty good. Or maybe thrifty is the proper word, maybe not stringent. It's still complaining about the weather. Or temperature. But anyway, everything should be okay once we get started. All right, so that's pretty much it. Like that's your little starting office. You got your bathroom, fun place to eat and drink, windows to look out of, and wish you were at home or outside or doing anything but working, and then, you know, stuff to deal with, temperature, and some place to work. So let's begin. Build mode. So when we're ready to start our first day, we can go ahead and hit skip unused time. So skipping the unused time is really nice because it allows you to skip the night, basically skip when there's nobody in the office. Now I should point out that if you have people like working, like maintenance guys and stuff, you won't be able to skip time because again, there are people working in the office. So where am I at? You know, let's look at our employees, Anonymous. Slowly getting here eventually at 8 a.m. Come on. There we go. All right, so walking in nice and right on time at 8:30. Okay. All right, so starting off, you aren't very good. You kind of suck. You can kind of look at how much you suck by come over here to manage employees, and yeah, we kind of suck. Except we're really good at art, which is nice. That's good. That means if we look at some art projects we can work on, we might do okay. So let's go to development. Ooh, We can't really work on development yet, so let's work on contracts. We're kind of early on. We only got 3,500 bucks, and development costs money, which we don't have too much of. So let's do some freelance stuff. Now I should point out that how many months it takes is really important. That means you only have 1 month means 2 days, because remember that you can work on the month that it's due. Something that actually took me a little bit of time to realize. I never figured out what clock or thermostat means. I think that's just the components that are used in the creation of this. But since we're really good at art, we kind of want to look at... You kind of want to like think about what you're working on. But we don't have to be too good. Nice bad quality required, so we can we can just kind of screw around with it and go from there. Ooh, wait, we're designing a GUI. So that's definitely art. That's definitely an art thing. So we should probably pick this guy up. So logistics application. Let's work on this. And it doesn't need to be great quality anyway. We just need to make sure that we turn it in on time and bug free. Like early on, that's the important thing, is on time and bug free. It doesn't need to be great, just on time, bug free. Plus, you also get a nice little bit of boost off the top. So let's speed this up. We don't have all day. Oh, one tip that I should mention that I kind of neglected in this is it's really good to start your contracts as soon as the day begins. I can't remember what the purple line means. I think the purple line is like it's good, like it's acceptable. But I usually like to let it go all the way to the end. I've had a lot of success with things, letting things complete, but you got to be careful early on. You got to be careful early on because you're not very good at what you're doing. So I think that purple line is indicating once you get past this purple point, you're going to start to maybe add bugs, start over-designing things, basically be a noob. So let's hit develop. So once we're in develop mode, we switch to alpha. We kind of go through and start bug fixing, adding core features, you know, that whole thing. We know how that stuff works. Now, these things are important to keep in mind because as you start getting a core team going and you start adding more people and you get a nice big group, everybody has their strengths and weaknesses until you have like a super team. And then everybody can pretty much do whatever and it's like whatever. So let's skip the night, slow it down a little bit. But yeah, right now we're only doing just 2D design. And since we're an artist that has we're pretty good at our artwork, it's not too difficult for us. And I think we might actually be able to turn this thing in on time, which would be pretty damn awesome, actually. So let's slow it down as we reach the beta stage. So let's promote it. A quick little delay while we, talk about it, tell people how cool it is. It's kind of like marketing, but not quite. There we go. Beta's going through. Fixed a couple bugs. And we just released our first completed contract. On time, too. We got $7,000 for it. Hell yeah, dude. So on top of the 1K that we got for accepting the contract, we got another 7 racks to add to our ever-growing amount of cash. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about, boys. So it's really simple. Doing contract work is very simple. Like I said, you have to really just make sure that you're turning stuff in on time and bug-free. Because if it's really buggy, like if you just spit it out as quickly as possible and you don't take care of those bug stuffs, you can really hurt your bottom line. So let's do another one. I made the mistake of doing like these hardcore like game asset stuff early on because it was worth a lot of money. And I still made good money, but it actually took a long time before I was able to really do much of anything like worthwhile. So let's give this one a shot. This one's going to be a little bit more difficult. We got to do 2D art, which is cool. We're good at that. And some more user interface graphics. So really this one is just more work in the same amount of time. But I think we can do it. Let's do it. And we barely got a K for doing that. So also I waited too much time blabbing and it's now almost the end of the day. So this one might not get turned in on time. However, it's not like the end of the world if you don't turn something in on time. Just something you want to keep track of. By the way, this game supposedly has music, though I've never heard it. I've got it turned down fairly low, but it's not that low. Oh yeah. Sometimes I forget and let it just go through the whole night because I'm a dingus. Sorry, so we're working. We're working through this. Hopefully we can get this done today, but I doubt it, so we're probably going to be a month late. So development done. Cruising on through the alpha. Hey, we can zoom out super far too. Whoa, other buildings. Holy cow, that's awesome. We're like a little building in a building full of big buildings. I like it. I like it. Alright, so it is 1 month late. So we're going to have a little bit of a late penalty, but that's okay. I mean, it's not ideal. And that's largely where you lose a lot of your money is in those late penalties. But you can still turn it in. Like, it's not like, oh, we're screwed. But it might end up being 2 months late. I hope not. Oh, no. We're good. And released. Nice. So we didn't get the full amount, but look at that. We got ourselves 9.2K up to 20 grand. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. It kind of makes you wonder, can we handle another employee? Probably not. Probably not. But I want to show off buying employees, so we're going to get an employee anyway. Actually, before we do that, we need to get him a desk. Or her a desk. Depends on who's available. So real quick, let's put another desk together. Actually, I think we can just copy. The controls are actually quite intuitive as well. We can do stuff like this where we can just copy this whole setup, duplicate, and it'll literally just duplicate the whole thing just by clicking on the desk. Like, it's quite nice indeed. So let's, I don't know if they want to sit right by the door, so let's put them right in front of the door. So on cold days, anytime anybody walks in, they just get whoosh, blown away by the ice. Okay, so you need a window. I got you on this window. Let's do a large window. Boom. I still don't know why the temperature's being all wonky. Oh, maybe it's because I have so many windows. Alright, let's get rid of that window. Anyway. You can still start with the temperature being complaining. Normally, actually, you can click on the room, I think. Click on the room. There we go. Temperature, it's 70 degrees in there, though it's quite noisy in there. I will give you that. Maybe right on the side of the road was not the best idea. Alright, so we're good. Let's make sure this is slowed down. And let's hire someone. Whoa, not room labels. Let's hire somebody. So I want a marketing guy. I found that having a marketing guy early was really nice. Over anything else. Because your personal guy is a beast. Like, he works his ass off. So he can do all the coding and stuff. And actually, so can your marketing guy. So let's put not too much money. I mean, we're not rich. We're only going to pay him about $2,000. And we're going to put $1,000 into searching. We want overall skill. We want to see their specialization and their personnel. Oh my goodness, never mind. So we just want to see their overall skill. Actually, let's jump this down. We kind of want to see these things. Because they're kind of important. Because if their compatibility is bad, they're not going to work very well together, and they're not going to be able to work at their peak, you know? It's not too good. All right, so we don't have too much money to pay, so we're not getting the most skilled people in the world, but that's okay. But we want somebody who's compatible with us. There we go. Nice green compatibility. I did notice that this compatibility color does change. See how it's still normal, but it's kind of orange? Yeah. So let's keep that in mind. So Adolph Williams, 23 years old, pretty decent skill, okay marketer. Has awful leadership skills, but is pretty decent aptitude, and he's going to come to work. So aptitude means that they're going to learn, you know, how their ability to learn quickly, or learn in general, really. And the diligence is their willingness to come to work and do a good job. So he's not going to be the best leader, but that's all right. That's okay. We can just add him to the core team. So let's hit hire and get him in here. You have limited funds to stay in your company if you hire this guy. Are you sure? Yeah. No, I don't want to wait. So, all right. He's going to show up tomorrow, and we can get to work. Nice. He's in there. Hell yeah, dude. Now, they don't have anything to do right now, but that's okay. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and end the episode here. Actually, I guess, I can just go switch over to the other world. I don't think I'm going to spend too much time in the other world. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and leave this world. We've kind of taken a look at some of the early game stuff, kind of sitting around taking care of contracts. Your marketing guy can help you with stuff. Just know that, you know, if he's not super good at the tasks that you have him doing, he might end up causing a little bit more trouble than it's worth. So just keep that in mind. So anyway, let's get on out of here. Menu. Look at that. And there's a world. So anyway, give me a second here. I gotta realign my window. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so now we are going to look at my off-camera stuff. Got marked OC. Starting off February 2008. So we're in February 2008. We're doing really well money-wise. We just released our latest operating system for our OS. Or I'm sorry, we just released LanOS 04 4 years ago, and we just dropped Flower OS for phones. It didn't really take off too well, but that's okay. It's a new product, and we're gonna start developing stuff for it now. I wanna do some stuff with it. Well, actually, I already looked into stuff to do with it. I didn't really find anything. So anyway, if you starting off with your little home, you can eventually get to this, or not home, your little business. You can eventually get to the point where you got a nice big place like this. We originally started off with just this little place. It kind of grew and expanded. Even the bathroom got bigger. Now everyone's going home actually, so let's actually cruise on through here. Look at that. Each team has their own little place where they can work. We got a little office lounge, and then the roof, and then downstairs. Oh man, we have some shit going on. What the hell? Oh no, we're all right. We're okay. But anyway, yeah, we have our server room, AC room, another little server room, but main server room, a bunch of servers in there. Hell yeah, so let's go. I don't know why it's so dark in there. I put a bunch of lights. Oh, whatever. I'll deal with that later. But anyway, once you get to this point, you can start developing things, which is really where a lot of, I don't know, I thought a lot of the like amazing fun was in. So currently I don't have anything going on because I wanted to wait and record this up so we can select stuff. I want to make another operating system. LanOS 04 is doing pretty well, but we're moving in to the later stages of the game, man. Well, I guess not later stages of the game, but we're starting to get towards the end of the mid-game where I need to start looking towards the future, towards the big things. And my latest operating system didn't really have any type of... anyway, let's go ahead and actually click through it. There's a lot of features that unlock as you progress, and that's where a lot of the depth is in this game, because if we go ahead and click on, so we're doing operating system for a computer. We're doing it's going to be a sequel to LanOS 2004. Of the price, let's do $499.99. Why not? That's a pretty good price. How much was the last one? The last one was $300, so we're hiking it up quite a bit. But that's okay. We got some pretty amazing features such as multi-threading, networking, auto-updating, which is actually going to be brand new with LanOS 2010, because that's when I project it will come out. It's 2008. Okay, maybe LanOS 2012. Actually, I think I'll call it 2012. Be the first year or first iteration that we actually add the full year. So 64-bit, of course, and HD audio. Hell yeah, and QA. So if you notice, every time I added a lot of new features, it upped the approximate ETA for completion. So like if we dump 64-bit, it goes down to only 5 years. But nah, we want maximum goodies. Everything is awesome as possible. Now, obviously, some things you can't have. Like we can't do keyboard input with plug and play, like, because it's redundant. So anyway, with that, so we need a max bandwidth. We need bandwidth of about 38 gigs, which is what we have all those servers down there for to take care of all that. They do about 1 gig a piece. Consumer reach, 145 million people. Holy cow. Usability, really high. Expected interest, really high, which is good. 100% means that you know people are going to like it as soon as it comes out. And hell yeah. So let's select what teams we want to work on there. I've got a couple teams going. I've got my design team, 4 people, marketing team of 4 people, art team of 3 people, and then a coding team of 3 people. So we're going to let the marketing team keep doing what they're doing. And we're going to let the art, coding team, and design team do their work. Now, my art team is kind of a mix between art and a little bit of coding. Because they're set to any role, under the art team, even though they're called the art team, really they're just whatever team, because they have them set at any role. Kind of the same thing for the coders team, but they all have their things that they're good at. Like they're all good at art, so they're in the art team, but they all can do whatever the hell I want them to. So even though there's only a 5% of this project is going to require artists, my artists are still fairly adept coders and programmers. So that means they can still help, even though their primary role is art. Because I have them on that any role, they'll pretty much just work with whatever. You'll notice I have this marketing guy. One guy is sitting on, for sure, marketing. That's what you do. Just to make sure that if I decide to move my marketing team around, I've always got one guy that's always dedicated to making sure that I make money. Because, yeah, I screwed up a little bit in that regard at one point. So, yeah, just keep that in mind. So we're going to set everybody to work on that except for the marketing team. And before we hit develop, I'm going to take a drink of water, and we're going to take a look at, what's it called? Upcoming releases. There we go. Look at that. Look at all that stuff coming up. Okay. So this is where you can really min-max your development cycles by taking a look at what's coming out next. So this is projected to take 6 years. So 8 plus 6 is math. So it's like 2015 is the projected time, right? Oh, 2014, my bad. So anyway, this is projected to come out in 2014. So we're actually going to release this alongside the OS 5. So 2 OSs coming out right at the same time, man. That's perfect. Perfect. However, we're going to be better than them. So hell yeah. If you want to min-max this, we would try to shoot for releasing this like a year before, like 2013. So that's what we're going to shoot for. We're going to try and get this out before or right as they're releasing theirs, so we can just shit all over it because ours is better anyway. Because we're going to put in all the time and effort and all the bells and whistles. Hell yeah. So what's really cool is that this game gives you I guess it doesn't really show it off too much under OS. So let's get the OS started. Let's make sure we select, so the SCM. As you get further in the game, you'll find that it's a good idea to have a server with all your data on it so everybody to work on. So they're all like working on the same data and they're not transferring stuff around. So they all work on the beta server that I have set up. And then the server that's going to house this data, the bandwidth that we need to run the program once it's released, is going to be the Delta server. And then this Aether server, actually I better put it on the Aether server because the Aether server is not as being used as I thought it was going to. I have an MMO running right now, and it uses that big server cluster we saw downstairs, which we should actually check on. I don't know what all that smoke and looking stuff was. I actually just set this up, so I don't know what's going on with this. Oh wait, I think the repair guy needs to get in there and fix all that stuff. I thought I had a maintenance guy. Huh. I wonder why I didn't come in and fix that. I'll have to worry about that later. Anyway, it might be a room setting rule. There's lots of little things in this game to make sure that everybody works perfectly. I'm not going to go into all of them now. You'll have to check it out, but there's a lot to it. Like for a game that's only like 58 megabits, I think is the download. There's like so much to it. It's insane. So anyway, let's get this development thing going. It reset. Why did you reset? Damn you. Damn you. Damn you. All right, so computer. We wanted to make this a sequel to LanOS 04. So this is going to be LanOS. Oh yeah, we're going to do 2015. 2014. It's going to be a whole bunch of money. We're going to do all the bells and whistles. A GUI with 3D rendering, plug and play, multitasking, multi-threading, networking, auto-updating, 64-bit programs, and HD audio, and Q&A to make sure that everything works properly. So design team, art team, and the code team, marketing team, keep doing your thing. We're all going to work on the beta server, and when it's released, we're going to release it onto the Aether servers. Nice. Let's do it. Develop. Okay, so when you first start developing stuff, you have the option to market things. I found that it's kind of a waste of money. Now, remember, this is just my experience of playing the game in my little short period of time. These are just, take these hints and tips as you will. Take them with a grain of salt. There you go. I found that it's best to wait on your marketing until you've reached like the alpha stage, or you're just wasting money. So I'm going to say no. and everyone's going to get started. You'll see everybody quickly get to work, start slapping the keyboard. All the green ones and zeros means that everybody's happy, everybody's working, nobody's conflicting. The art team is working. Actually, I think we can drop labels. There we go. See, the art team is working. This is actually the marketing team. And then the coders are in here, design team are in here, and the lounge. Hell yeah. And then bathrooms. Dude, I love it. It's so fun. Now you can sit here and you can kind of min-max your employees. So when I have huge projects like this, because creating an OS is a pretty significant project, what I like to do is work on games, release games. So this is where a lot of the other min-maxing comes into. You can min-max your releases. You can min-max like everything, honestly. You can min-max your employees. But what you can also do, and what I've tried to do, is completely stick to all in-house programs. Everything that I use, I've made myself. You know, all the coding has been done myself. If you notice, as I pointed out earlier, other companies will release stuff alongside you. That being said, that means that you can actually select other companies' work, like other companies' product, if they have a really good product. Like if you find that they actually have, maybe you didn't do a very good job on one of your OS releases and you left out some major features that you need for your upcoming game, so your upcoming game can be competitive. So what you can do is cruise through here, find somebody who has an outstanding quality, find them somebody that has maybe the stuff that you need, the details. You know, oh man, what do we need? We need to make sure that this game has scripting. All right, so this game has script, or this engine can handle scripting. So let's use this engine. But like I said, I stick to all of my stuff because my stuff's the best stuff. So we're gonna pick the Lanotech game engine. Gravity 2 is what I called it, and then the visual tool we're gonna use is. So I haven't actually used any of, so wow. So that right there is a reason to use Graphics Cut 16 over my own in-house stuff, because they're active users, 1.1 million active users, versus my, like, I'm not even on here. I think the one, yeah, here we go. There's one active user, me. I'm the only guy using them. My other imagery tools actually did good did okay at the time, but we really took off in other markets. My audio tools are really good, and my antivirus tools are amazing. Holy cow. The antivirus is where we really actually took off. So anyway, I don't actually want to make a video game. Let's make antivirus. Actually, whew, look at the time. I've been screwing around for way too long. So actually, I think I'm going to go ahead and cut it there. So much fun I've had with this game. If you're really into the simulation games, you like The Sims, you know, that style of building things and that kind of thing, and then micromanaging your teams and that whole thing. Software Inc., so much fun. It is an early access game, so if you don't like early access games, I don't blame you. I don't like them either, but this one is definitely one of the good ones. So I'm going to kill it there. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this little spotlight on Software Inc. So as always, I've been Lanolin. I hope you enjoyed this video. So as always, please like, favorite, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.